People were asking you to complete the work, to do more.
To do the hands-on process development for them. So we took a leap of faith and opened some labs in an incubator space, and that went really well. But obviously, as we got to the end of process development for our clients, they were having to go elsewhere for clinical manufacture. And so we decided to build our own manufacturing facility in Bristol, and that was licensed in 2020.
And this is an interesting time in the industry where you've got kind of winners and losers, where some people are getting more business because they have been in the market longer, and then other people are starting out and need to break into that. Can you talk about where the industry is kind of poised and where you're poised relative to that?
So, having been in the industry for 22 years, we've worked with a big breadth and depth of clients, which I think has served us really well as a company. So we do have credibility in the market as eXmoor Pharma, and perhaps not so much credibility in actual clinical manufacture, but those long-term relationships have worked really well for us. People trust us as a business and they like partnering with us, and so we have seen that where people are struggling, we've perhaps had a bit of an advantage in that sense.
Well, you have a good name. So what is it based on? What do people come back to you for because you do it better than others?
So we really try to work in partnership with our clients and understand that these products are their babies. They're developed by them for a long, long time, and they hold a lot of the scientific expertise around these products. We're process engineers and CMC experts, and we need their scientific depth of knowledge on their products to support us in being successful in clinical manufacture. So we open our doors, our clients are welcome in, and our clients we see it very much as a partnership to get to that clinical manufacturing stage.
So stepping back a little bit, looking at the more broader picture, if you could change one thing in the landscape, a regulatory, a financial, what would it be? Just one thing.
I think that the whole industry is suffering at the minute through a lack of investment in modalities at an earlier stage. So we see some really, really good, technically excellent, scientifically promising early stage spin-outs and products just waiting and holding on for investment. And there's more and more data required to get that investment, which is seeing opportunities that perhaps would have stayed in the UK, Europe, go elsewhere just to get first-in-man data.
And what are your favourites among the new modalities that really are exciting, especially on your science mind, when you go, I just didn't even think that was possible?
I'm probably I find it all exciting, and I did a lot of work in RNA in my previous role, so I'm of course excited about RNA and all of the in vivo therapeutics that are coming through, but I really love the clinical promise of autologous cell therapies, but I also love the manufacturing challenge of them, and the way that the whole supply chain needs to change to support them becoming commercial and becoming available to all, and the automation and the robotics systems that will need to be in the manufacturing facilities to support that. I like that challenge.
Well, I have to say that really we're letting the team down now. Manufacturing is, in the sense that a lot of the science is there. I'm not sure about delivery for the patients in hospital, but the manufacturing is really pinpointed now as one of those things where if we did one major improvement, it would make such a difference to patient access. Which area do you think needs to be improved? Like, is it analytical tools? Is it more getting a seamless integration within the process development itself? The handoffs are for CAR-Ts considered a weak area?
So if we reflect back on monoclonal antibodies, for example, we know that the timeline of getting a novel modality into patients and industrialized is far longer than we actually think it is. It's beyond 20 years. It's more like 30. And we're sort of 15 years in now, and we can get things through clinical studies, and we can get products onto the commercial market. What we can't do is drive the cost of goods down low enough to get widespread adoption. And as bioprocess engineers at eXmoor, we always start with the end in mind. What does the cost of goods need to look like for that product to be successful commercially? And to do that, we really do need to start adapting more automation and automation throughout the process, so it doesn't stop in the manufacturing facility. It has to continue the tools and systems we use, the analytics we do. We need to get better at learning from other industries and how to automate these things.
Now, is that because the automation is going to save batches that would have otherwise been ruined, or that's just going to drive more efficiencies?
I think it's both. I think we've massively reduced human error, which we're so exposed to at the minute. So we save batches. The data that we get is richer. We can learn from the data a lot quicker. But also, if you look at how smart some of these robots are and their ability to the throughput that they can get through in patient-specific batches is quite astounding. We're going to get our first products manufactured in eXmoor's facility, released to clinic.